Of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us for the December 1st, 2025 Credit River City Council meeting. We'll begin with approving or amending the agenda. Is there any changes to the agenda any council member would like to make tonight?
The microphone's on, guys. Mr. Mayor, can we add just a brief discussion on our snow plowing policy and communication?
We'll add 7.5.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to add that during staff and council member reports. That's fine. We didn't add it as an agenda item either way. Anybody have anything else? Otherwise, I'll take a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Thank you, Jay.
Second.
Thank you, Abe. Motion by Seiderbach, second by Zanto. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Is that Deputy Strack? Oh, Deputy Strack texted me a few minutes ago, so he's clearing a call and he'll be right here, but his timing didn't quite make the sheriff's report, so we'll move into consent agenda. Those items on the council agenda which are considered routine or non-controversial are included as part of the consent agenda. Unless a council member specifically requested an item on the consent agenda be removed and considered separately, items on the consent agenda are considered under one motion, a second, and a vote. Any item removed from consent agenda shall be placed at the end of general business. Tonight, on consent agenda 3.1, the minutes from November 17th, 2025 City Council meeting. 3.2, the liquor license for Heritage Links LLP, doing business as Heritage Links Golf Club. 3.3, liquor license for Legends Club Grill LLC, doing business as Legends. 3.4, approve agreement to snowplow roads for the Ranch of Credit River, second edition. 3.5, approve payment of claims as presented. Is there any item on the consent agenda which any council member would like to remove and consider separately? Otherwise, I'll take a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Leroy. Motion by Schomer, second by Seiderbach. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Open forum. The public forum is intended to afford the public an opportunity to address concerns to the council. The public forum will be no longer 30 minutes in length, and each presenter will have no more than 5 minutes to speak. Topics of discussion are restricted to local governmental topics rather than private or political agendas. The council may discuss, but will not take formal action on public forum presentations. We've got nobody that signed up for public forum tonight. Does anybody like to speak in open forum tonight? Seeing none, we'll close open forum and move into general business. General business 7.1 is the annual opportunity for the public input on adequacy of our MS4 SWPPP permit. I will pass it on to Engineer Nelson for an introduction to this topic.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The SWPPP is an acronym for Stormwater Pollution Prevention Program. And really what it is a compilation of various documents. But really the meat of it is our ordinances. Then there's also a pretty decent sized public education portion, which we partner with Scott Soil and Water Conservation District, and they perform that public education outreach on our behalf. With that, we normally hold this meeting earlier in the year, maybe in May or June, right at the same time as we submit the annual report. This year there was no annual report because the permit is expired, and they said they're not going to collect annual reports until they reissue the permit. So then we kind of waited to see when the permit was reissued, so we normally give a little brief update. And at this time, we still have not seen the reissued permit. So we're still running on an expired permit, but nevertheless, having this annual opportunity for public input is a requirement of our permit. So Mr. Mayor, I just ask that you open up to the floor. If anybody wants to speak about anything related to stormwater, they now have an opportunity to do so. And if there's no comments, just simply move on to the next agenda item.
Perfect. Thank you, Shane. All right, at this time, then I will open the floor to any public input that would for our MS4 permit. If you'd like to speak on this, please come forward to the podium. State your name and address and give us your input.
Sharon, I thought you wanted to input some? Just kidding.
Again, opportunity. Seeing none, we will close the opportunity for allowing the public to comment on the MS4 permit. And we'll move on to the next agenda item. Agenda item 7.2, Minnesota Paid Leave Policy, Administrator Jelinski.
Council. So this is returning from last council meeting. I will turn your attention to page 4 or 24 in the packet, but page 4 of the policy. And it's highlighted in yellow. What everything has stayed the same except for this section, and this was updated through the suggestion of Councilmember Zonto, and then also updated through Attorney Michael's office. And so what you're voting on then is the updated language. And so what the updated language is based on the health insurance coverage that when an employee is on paid leave, the options for continuing health insurance coverage would be paid through normal payroll deductions if an employee uses PTO. And if they don't have PTO, then they can prepay that before they leave, or a check every 2 weeks, or in exceptional circumstances, when they return to work. But that would have to be pre-negotiated before they go out on leave. So I will we'll take questions if you have anything on the entire policy. But again, there was no questions last time, except for in this section. So
Okay, thank you, Steve. Council, questions, comments? Does this satisfy?
Yeah, I'm ready to make a motion if there's no other comments to approve the Minnesota paid leave policy.
I'll second.
Okay, got a motion by Zonto, second by Markert. We'll just make sure nobody else has any comments real quick before taking the vote. And seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. I'm gonna slip in really quickly since Deputy Strack has taken some time to come visit with us.
Would have been on time. We had a crash of 35. So,
Oh,
Mayor Council, the report got sent this early afternoon to you. Same as usual. 4 or 5 pages of information. We had our first good snowfall. I only have 1 crash, so.
was that the one that closed 21 for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Car came off of Murphy Lake, I think, and slid through the stop sign as it caused. No injuries, but wasn't a whole lot of vehicles in the ditches over on this side either. But so your roads must have been plowed good. Leroy must have been plowing.
Nope,
Oh,
nope, we waited till the county went out, so.
yeah. The county was out. What day did it start snowing?
It's Friday afternoon,
Friday.
Friday night,
Like,
Friday
yeah.
9 o'clock.
They came in, I wanna say, I think at 6 AM on Friday or Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And we're out all day. But it was blowing and
Yeah.
slushy and stuff, so roads look really good now. So throughout the whole thing, but first good snowfall. I mean, obviously, we're gonna get more and it's just gonna get. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, but any questions on the report?
I don't think so.
Nope.
I don't know that we said, did you get it yet?
yeah, I just haven't said it yet.
Perfect.
So, again, nothing major. Just be careful with the snow and the ice and packages being delivered to mailboxes or front steps and get stolen. I mean, it's that time of year, so. But so other than that,
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing else for you.
Perfect. Council, any questions for Deputy Strack? Perfect. Thank you for stopping in.
One thing, could
We
you,
almost got you out of here.
almost, could you do a little more? These cars that are parked on the road, there's no overnight parking, so.
What road?
Any. Down in Jay's neighborhood is one, Franciscan Retreat area. So. I can't remember where the other one I got written down on the truck.
No overnight parking?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
If it's got frost on the windows in the morning, ticket it.
Yes,
No.
I could send an email to Malkin
Yeah,
and have him see if he'll send an email to some.
Just- yeah.
If they got nothing else going on, especially, I mean, I think the nights like it's snowing would be where it's really a
Yeah.
problem.
Do you guys put in a snow emergency? Send out a snow emergency? or-
Oh, we have an ordinance that just says no overnight parking
Right.
on the streets at all.
Throughout the whole year, not.
Year-
Well, the
year round.
odd even?
No, year round.
It's year round.
Year-round.
Yeah, if there's no dates to it.
What, 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. or something?
Yeah.
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 So from midnight to 2 is okay.
Yeah, I'll send Malkin a message.
Good.
And see what he has to do and see what he wants to do with it.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. So-
Okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah. If your truck was there though, it's gonna take.
I'll be the first time.
Right,
And the last time either.
right.
All right.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jeff. Stay safe out there. All right, we'll move into then item number 7.4, discussion regarding County Ditch 4.
No. Salaries?
Oh, I missed that one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's go back to, I even had it queued up on my sheet and I thought we'd move right past it, but yeah, let's do discussion regarding city council member salaries. This item was put on the agenda by council member Zonto. So if you want to take it away, Zane.
Yeah. For sure. We talked about this, I think, back more towards the beginning of the year, specifically around the $80 per diem meeting. The challenge I think we faced is one more administrative task for the accounting tech. And quite frankly, I never remember it and I've just become a big pain in the butt for her. So I was just looking to do a net 0 to 6920, which is the 5,000 plus the 24 at 80 per meeting. And I know there was probably historically speaking, it was meant to encourage council members to be at the meeting. So if we wanted to look at some language to put in into our bylaws for council, maybe that's miss more than half or something like that, we deduct whatever the case may be throughout a quarter. I don't know what the answer is, but I'm not sure if that's really what the issue was with the per diem or not, but I think just for simplicity's sake, just putting it at 6920 and calling it a day is what I was looking to do.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Like the submitting the claim twice a month and having to take the 5 minutes to reconcile it is more of a hassle, and the calendar event never pops in my calendar at the right time. So I'm fine with it.
Was
I'm
there
not
any history?
terribly worried about people not showing. I don't think it happens enough to be a concern. I mean, it might have at one time.
It did it one time, yeah. Or do we do a sign up sheet? Sign in before the meeting, and then,
I mean, it's on the meeting
It's on the
minutes.
meeting minutes already.
oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Any
I
other
know that.
comments on that? So for something like that, sounds like it's just, process wise. Peter, to do this, to pass this ordinance or adjust this ordinance would be something. Probably first of the year, one of the first meetings of the year, we just have that ordinance ready to go or have it ready to go next meeting.
I can definitely have the ordinance ready to go at the next meeting. I did notice in your packet, it indicated that it needed to be done this year. It does not need to be done this year. It needs to be done before the next election. So that's effective after that election. So if you want to take some more time with it, you can. It doesn't sound like there's a whole lot of process here to thinking it through. I see two pathways. One is just a straight salary. Don't worry about the per diem thing at all and just pay salaries. If you're interested in some kind of accounting for people not being here, like a deduction or something. I don't think there is a comfortable way to do that in a salary regime. And I would suggest looking at alternative practical ways to get away from having to turn in paperwork when, as you said, your attendance is a matter of public record in all of these meetings. It shouldn't be that hard. And that could be something we could look at if you wanted to consider sticking with a per diem and just doing away with unnecessary paperwork. We could look at that first. Otherwise, we can simply give you an ordinance to go straight to salary.
And then you'll have to change in our bylaws 1104.4. We mentioned per meeting salary, or we mentioned how we get paid. So you just have to make a change to that too.
Yeah, there may be a couple of things that
Right.
follow from changing the ordinance
Right.
that will have to get worked with.
The
Right, I
employment
think
handbook.
the bylaws can be modified at the first meeting in January.
True.
But I want to be clear though, Peter, you said to have to do it before the next election. Are you saying that we can't change it until then, or?
No, I'm saying there's no deadline to get it done by the end of this year.
Okay.
The ordinance, no matter what, will not be effective until after the next election. And so, as I believe Councilmember Zanto's objective was to have this effective January of 2027.
Mhm.
You have the next several months to sort this out. Doesn't sound like it takes months to sort out, but
Oh, so
it doesn't need
So
to
we
be done
can't
right
change
now.
it till after the next election.
It won't be you can
Okay.
you can adopt the ordinance right now. It just won't be effective until after the next election.
Okay.
Oh, really?
That's
I
what
thought
I heard him
you
say.
said
That's why I asked the
2026.
question that way, is because I heard him say
Yeah.
that, and I wanted to clarify that.
We tried to do this so
So
last time, and
what if, can I just ask a question? What if can we change our process about doing that and just having it effective upon our minutes of the record, and have a finance pay us upon that rather than us having to go through that? I mean, it's a matter of public record that we're here. Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
or just a sign up sheet that.
Well, but again, the minutes are a sign-up sheet, Bill, right?
Right,
The minutes record
Yeah,
that we're
that's
here,
a good
right?
point,
So,
yeah.
you know, it really is the same. It's really basically a salary that we're getting paid now today, provided you show up and submit your report, right?
So, Mr. Mayor and Council, I'd recommend that we have a conversation with Sue, make sure
Yeah.
that we do exactly what we need to do in the
Yep.
streamlined process, and maybe we can make real strides in that for next year.
Yeah.
And then decide if you still want to change the ordinance.
Yep. So my suggestion would be is to have Steve work with Sue on that then with staff and come up with make sure that plan is okay about recording it based upon minutes. And if you guys are okay with that?
Yeah. For the short term, I still think we should go with salary.
I'm 100%, Abe. I'm on board
Yeah.
with going that path. I just, short term to solve the
Yep.
Immediate concerns. Yep. Okay. Anything else on that one?
Nope.
Sounds good. Now we'll move into ditch 4. So, if you recall, the last place we left this, we had brought forth a item on here a couple meetings ago where staff had worked with county staff and thought we had an agreement towards the receiving the responsibility for ditch 4. That went back to the county board. The county board wasn't quite in favor of that process. I don't know if for some of you may have listened to that. And I think Bill, you were there at the meeting. Anyways, out of that meeting, Commissioner Beer and Commissioner Wolf and County Administrator Vermillion are willing to meet with us and talk about that further. I'm not sure where that will go, but at least it's a conversation we can have, with them. But we haven't had other than talking with staff, we really haven't had much conversation with them, and that's, I think that, has hampered the process a bit. Had we, have an opportunity there. So at any rate, they're willing to meet. We've got an opportunity on December 12th. It's right after at 9 a.m. following the scale meeting at the Lake Event Center to meet with the county and just looking to see if there's one other council member that would join in that conversation.
I can.
I intend to go, so we're gonna have to notice.
And I intend to go also,
Oh,
so.
okay.
Peter, are you available? At least maybe if they're gonna have their attorney,
I don't know that their attorney's gonna attend.
is it?
I don't think it was just gonna be Commissioner Wolf and Chair Beer.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then that's fine, but
Yeah, I think it's a small gathering. I don't know that having a whole forum of people
Right.
there is gonna be a very good opportunity to me and meaningful discussion. I'll be honest, I think that, those types of discussions are pretty hard to have when it's 4 against 2, right? It makes it pretty tough to happen.
I have some concerns and questions I want to talk to them about, and I haven't had an opportunity to do. And I've sent my questions to Steve and to Peter, and hopefully, Peter, you can give me your thoughts before that meeting.
Sure.
Okay. I heard some things at that meeting that were new, and
I think a lot of people heard some new
Right.
stuff that even Chair Beer stopped and was shocked at what he was hearing from the ditch attorney during that meeting, and
right.
because you could just look at his face and went, "What are you saying? You never said any of these words before." So
Even the letter that went out to everyone, it said 250,000 for that study, and then now they're talking 60. Well, that changes a lot of things. A lot of people voted no.
I mean, the process that this whole thing has gone through has been kind of pretty wonky, right? I mean, the end of the day, when you look at the map of benefiting properties, the map hasn't not been maintained over the years. Clearly, it just hasn't been, and which is disappointing, right? Had the map been maintained, it might actually reflect the true benefiting properties, but that's not the point where we're at, right?
And that was a county responsibility because they were the authority to make sure that it's accurate, and they were the authority to make sure it's functional, it's working. It's not,
what surprises me about the map is where it seems like where the developments happened, suddenly properties came out of the benefiting role when after the development happened, except for some. You look at some in Gray Fox where there's some properties that are still highlighted in yellow and their neighbors aren't. And it's like, well, just because you subdivided that property, how did that come out of the benefit role, right? And it just seems really weird of how that map got to the point where it's at today. It would be tough to assess on that benefiting role the way it is, because it's just not right. I mean, there's just, would be really difficult. I don't think that would stand up in court. Somebody took it to court. So that makes it really difficult moving forward of how do you handle that?
Well, if it doesn't cost as much to do it, is it maybe worthwhile that the county does it and then continues to maintain it? Or is there maybe a joint thing where maybe the county does it? And if then we took it over, there'd be some sort of participation in the cost of of figuring out the assessments, but then the assessments could then continue.
Well, that would depend though, Jay.
You're just changing the, who's putting their name over the top of it. The difference is there's some sort of a semblance of control left in this thing, and it's not removed for the DNR just taking over and saying, okay, then now there's no management of this at all. Which it doesn't make any sense, but I mean, I could see maybe there's some way we could work out where, obviously you have to figure out how to get it paid for. Any work that's done on it. And if, obviously what's sitting here right now, the study that says, you know, who is responsible for it at this time doesn't look adequate. So I think the thing that needs to be fixed is figuring out how to assess correctly the amount, and whether it be the county or whether it be Credit River taking it over and doing that, one or the other. Maybe there's some sort of a joint powers or joint something that can happen with the county and the river. And then the county stays in it.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard from the ditch board is there's not really any interest for them to continue on with it. I don't think I don't think that's changing.
But at this point, I don't really think that we should just be taking over, you know, their liabilities either.
In a way, I mean, other than that, it's the same group of people that are paying for it regardless. Whether it's assessed from the county or
Right.
or paid
Which
through
is my point.
Credit River, right? Because if you look at this, the only benefit to the county actually doing an assessment would be it could contain some properties outside of Credit River, which if you look at the map, there's very little that was outside of Credit River.
Right.
It was less.
It's 10%. That's not
Mm,
insignificant.
no.
Yep, acre wise and property wise, there's
It was maybe 100 acres.
9%. Okay, I
Yeah, I mean,
rounded up to 10.
Yeah,
It's like 34 acres or 34 properties out of 240. 34 divided by 243 is 10%. So.
but then there's also,
marketed.
missed so much of what was actually in Credit River though, too, Bill, is that's.
I'm
Yep.
just saying that.
I understand what you're saying, that based upon the benefited properties that were shown on the map.
Yeah.
But if you look at all the pieces that are missing that logically probably should be in there, that are also in Credit
I wasn't
River.
in count those, I was just counting
Right.
what's on the map.
I think it still is a very small piece that's actually outside of Credit River. If you include everything that's inside of Credit River, that probably should be in it. And then you're having to spend still, I know it's 60,000, not 250. But that's 60,000 that doesn't move one tree, it doesn't move any dirt. It doesn't make any progress towards actually fixing anything. So that's also a difficult piece of it, but. I think worthwhile to have the conversation. I don't know that we're changing the direction of the county board, but. I think we need to, ask some questions about what we heard at this last ditch board meeting. Talk a little bit about the process how we've gotten to this point.
Right. And that
And
was something else new that I heard, that the petition started with a benefiting property owner. I never heard that before until that meeting.
yeah,
And that property owner has petition, has to get everybody's signature, not the county being going out to serve anything. That's the whole thing that I don't understand, if they follow the statute, and I don't know.
right. Again, so, this thing's gone on for how many years now to get to this point, and now some of the staff at the county is no longer there anymore. That was working this process. So I don't know if we'll ever get any of those answers, or if they're really going to change any of the direction, but we have an opportunity to at least have a conversation with them before their next meeting. So I think it's worthwhile to have the conversation. I guess I can't stop you guys from all coming. I just don't know that that makes it tough when you have 4 council members and staff, and you have 2 board members and 1 staff member. It kind of seems like it gets to be my opinion anyways. So anyways,
The only reason I want to go is because I do know quite a bit of the history on it and whatever, so. I can attribute something, it'd be. Why? So. Anyhow.
I don't think that we have to decide this tonight, but if you're gonna show up, let Steve know. And we'll deal with that.
Okay, Steve, I'm gonna show up. I told you that the day of the meeting.
All right, let's move on. 7.5 snow plowing. Bill, I know you had added this to the agenda, and I'll let you chat first, but I'm sure you're gonna talk about the complaint that we received over the
Yeah, I
to
got
the event.
I had a verbal complaint and then we all had the email complaint and. You know, I'm not an expert at snow plowing and this was a little odd. It seems to me that the snow lasted from like 9 or 10 o'clock on Friday night and it didn't stop until whenever it was still snowing Sunday morning. Yet it gave the perception people were, I was kind of surprised too that the plows weren't out Saturday afternoon. People had told me that they saw the plows had passed their homes and prior like throughout the day on Saturday. And I didn't know what our snow policy was. I didn't know how to respond to the lady. I found a 2012 snow policy. I don't know if that was the one, but I'd like to update that because it still talks about town supervisors and who's in charge of that stuff. That's number one. I'd like to know, you know, why we didn't go out. My roads weren't plowed till 10:15 on Sunday morning. And you know, that's 36 hours from when the snow started. And I know it wasn't like dumped on all at once, but you know, what does Gallagher's do? And I'm not questioning their expertise. In fact, I told the person that complained that we follow their expertise because they know what they're doing and we've used them for a long time. But what is it? The policy we have in place today talks about after 1 inch operations will begin. But then it also says that we're not gonna plow until if there's a significant event, which is 6 inches or more. Well, 6 inches is a lot. And, you know, emergency vehicles, you know, when you Google what, you know, how much snow can an emergency vehicle get through, it's, you know, around probably 6 inches. So, but then snow emergencies are like 2 inches. So I don't know what the right number is. But I think we should update the policy and maybe take a look at what other cities do and make sure that we're in line with that. Because I'm not complaining about Gallagher. Gallagher's does great service. I thought it was kind of slow though this time around for some reason. I don't know why. And then secondly, Prior Lake, actually, they put something on their website or no, Facebook, just noticing that residents that, hey, we're pulling the plows for the rest of the day. We're to start up at 2 a.m. again. It'd be nice that if we have something where it's gonna be 36 hours, we know we're not gonna start plowing for 36 hours. We put something on the website saying, hey, we're thinking about starting at this time, or it's just so residents know that, you know, we're just not doing nothing, that we're just waiting. That would be my thoughts.
To your comment about plows driving by houses, they did go out when it first started and put salt sand or salt down on some of the hills. Jay's neighborhood.
On the hills.
Some of the other, wherever we have problems.
Okay.
They'll go out.
Pre-treat.
I used to go out, not. We used to call it pre-treat, but still putting salt down anyhow.
Okay.
So that's probably why the plows are going by, but
Were your roads done around mid-morning Sunday?
yeah,
Okay, so they were all done because it's my understanding we have like 5 zones and they all have one truck per zone, so they're all going out at the same time.
they went out, they started about midnight.
Okay. And then I'm going through Steve because that's who I'm supposed to go through. I'm not going to call Gallagher's and get an update and we need to make sure that if Steve is out of touch, that somebody else is in charge of, you know, answering questions like that, if they can. That was another point I wanted to make. And I'm not blaming you, Steve. It's just that I was hoping that you were okay.
And one other thing, Bill, when they go out and start plowing, they try and plow with the county.
Yeah.
Otherwise, our roads will be plowed and the county's plowing their roads and they plow the end of the road shut again.
Yeah.
With a big one.
Yeah.
Right, Dave?
And I asked my friends that live in Prior Lake and they said that the county roads were done. They were done they were being worked on Saturday. They didn't wait till Sunday morning either.
From the roundabout down the county road 8 was not plowed Sunday morning at 7 o'clock.
Wasn't it?
No.
Okay,
It
well,
was terrible.
I only
it
saw
depends on
one.
what county roads there are, right?
Yeah.
But 21 probably was because
They're
it's more travel.
collectors, is
Yeah.
what they did.
Yeah.
I think saw one plow on 21. And that was shortly after the road reopened after the accident.
Mhm.
But then, yeah, not much for operations on 21 the whole
Okay.
day either. So,
All right.
yeah. So it was pretty light. It was tough. It was
Does it
a
see-
timing, the type of snow. I mean, there's a lot of things.
Slow like snow, and it's hard to,
Yeah.
if you go out, you're a jerk, and if you don't, you're a jerk, so.
I never noticed
Sure.
it before until this one where it took a long time, it seemed like. But that's because it snowed for a long time, just.
Anyhow.
So I think it'd be worthwhile to update our policy in some way, at least, take a look at that.
Yep.
Just interested, just reading through Prior Lakes and
Similar, isn't it?
no, and actually theirs is pretty vague. Basically it says it's really just when the city will start snow or ice control operations, the public works director or his or her designee will decide when to begin pre-treating, salting, or snow removal operations. Some of the criteria for that decision are air and pavement temperatures, drifting or accumulation of snow, icy conditions, timing of snowfall in relationship to higher volumes of traffic, forecasted snow or ice event. And then snow and ice control operations are expensive and involves the use of skilled personnel and specialized equipment. To remain cost effective, the city will utilize a variety of ice control products and continually monitor effectiveness, environmental impact, and costs of the products applied. The Public Works Director will determine the appropriate combination of chemicals to effectively control the ice given the weather conditions. Effects on the environment are high priority in the selection of ice control products. Effective and efficient snow and ice controller often requires equipment to be operated in residential areas during the event night and early morning. That's it. So it's very vague.
Okay.
It a lot lets them kind of.
Which one?
Ours is far more specific, I think, actually probably to a
Maybe
detriment
too
a little bit,
specific,
right?
We
because-
should take that 1 inch thing out then.
And probably the 6 inch piece.
Probably,
It just,
yeah.
yeah. So
It's
I think
actually-
I think it'd be a good opportunity to update it and to just with probably Bill Gallagher's input on it a little bit, combination with staff, maybe Steve and Shane and team can work on something that's, a little more modern and
One
yeah.
other thing, they do tend to go out a lot earlier if there's school the next day.
Right.
To get it ready for the
Mhm.
buses, so.
Yeah.
Depending on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the other piece you have to worry about, you have to think about, they have DOT hours that are limited, they can, run 12 or 14 hours, that's it. And you don't want them to run out hours during the middle of the afternoon and then have it keep snowing all night, so.
Right.
It's a lot of pieces to consider.
Did we actually exceed 6 inches?
Yeah,
I think
Okay.
so.
yeah, it was 7.5, easy,
Okay.
maybe more in some spots.
I've been really happy with what Gallagher's done, both as a resident and as on the council in the last 3 years. But since they took over from the previous plow company, it seems like they've handled everything appropriately as we need it. I don't know if we look at a couple other streets and maybe there are some streets that aren't getting hit early in their routing. Maybe we could probably chat with them a little bit about that. Because if you're consistently, they have a pattern and you're consistently the last person that gets hit, plowed, you might see it differently than others might. That's something maybe we could.
Well, it's hard
check with.
to start plowing a neighborhood. It's
I
hard to jump around or.
You don't want to do that.
You know.
I mean, you want to do this as efficiently as we can.
Exactly.
And if we put out plows, and basically create a whole new shift on this thing, we are going to spend a lot more money plowing. We need to then revisit our snow budget a lot.
Yeah, one more comment, maybe when we get through that policy that we can highlight that on the website on the front page so that it's more visible. It's
Mm-hmm.
somewhat hard to find.
Yeah, it's buried in the public works page, yeah. Yep. Absolutely, so, cool, all right, anything else on snow plowing? Perfect. Sounds good, staff and council member updates, I'm
You got the
gonna,
mosquito activity report?
that's on staff and council member
Oh, yeah, it
updates,
is.
yep. So, Peter, do you have anything for us?
Nothing.
Steve, I'll let you talk about the mosquito activity then.
Now that it's snowing, I thought I would throw that in there. So yeah, just from the Metro Mosquito Control District, it's just the annual report that they gave us and all they got away from the individual tire collecting and they went to a more regional tire collecting. So they have that information in there and just it's just information for the public to have. We can have hard copies available at City Hall here, but it's just available for the public. So
I have a general question.
Yeah.
That's a state thing or a county thing?
this is just Credit River.
Right, but is the program, is it an optional program or are we required to do it?
It's a regional, to the metro region.
Yeah,
Right, so it's not optional, it's, you take it and you pay for it, and it's.
yeah. We don't write a check from the city.
Right.
That
Goes
it's-
to the taxpayers.
Yeah, I think it's a line item on your,
Right, it's like
Tax
30 bucks or
statement.
40
Yep.
bucks a year,
yeah.
okay.
So other than that, that's all.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh.
Leroy?
Had a couple calls on if we were gonna plow the trail alongside of the county road. Folks to walk on Larry Park. Quite a few of them do walk on it. One side is the trail, the other side is a snowmobile trail. I told them to call the county, so. What's that?
Okay, I've got nothing. Jay,
Nothing.
Bill,
Nope.
Shane, perfect.
Like to make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Santo, second by Sunderbach. All in favor, say aye.
I.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you, everybody.
Shane, will you hit? Thank you.